Hello everybody, it's here to you, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. In today's video, we'll be finally setting out towards the Zora's domain. But before we do that, I gotta explain something. So, in the video where we unlocked this tower, I took a path that I always went on. This is the path that I've always gone on whenever I went to that tower. But it kind of slipped my mind to show you the path that you're supposed to take to get to that place. So, what we'll be doing at the beginning of this video is that we'll be going back all the way down here and showing you the path that they intended you to take. Now, throughout this Let's Play, I will be demonstrating multiple ways that you can solve puzzles, because that is the whole point of Breath of the Wild. But, for instances like this, where there is a clearly defined path to get to the tower, yeah, I think this might be a good place to demonstrate this. So, over here, first of all, there's a lot of stuff to explore over in this direction, like that shrine over there. We'll be taking care of that when we're handling the Lanayru region shrines and side quests and all that good stuff. There's a bunch of enemy camps over here, and there's a lot of treasure chests. So there's definitely a lot to explore, and it's very well worth your time. But we're not going to be focusing on that right now. Instead, okay, I guess we're now going to face them. That took care of you in one hit, wow. I keep forgetting how powerful this thing is. So we go over here, that thing shot at me, that wasn't very nice. We go over this direction, and there should be a Zora around here that will talk to us, assuming, of course, we don't run out of stamina, because I wasn't paying attention to the run button. So, yeah, I'm going to be fast-forwarding going up at this pathway, because it's mostly stuff that we've seen before. I just figured it'd be a good idea to demonstrate this. So, fast forward! Duh! Wait, what? Huh? What? What? Okay. He's alive in the water. Huh? Owie! Huh? He's alive in the water! That shouldn't be a thing! Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna leave you be, because you seem happily content down there. I've never seen that before. Okay, so this is more or less where we were when we took the path that I went on to get to the tower. So from here on out, this is basically the same route as before. But now we've taken care of all that, it's time to go take care of the shrine. This is something that we could have taken care of a long time ago. That could also be said for pretty much anything else we've done in this game so far. But this shrine here, we could have done a long time ago when we first discovered the Lanayru Tower, but I decided to wait for it until now, because this is a good shrine to teleport to when you want to get to this area. So we'll go over here and take care of, Kofi Shrine. After I talk to you. Oh, how wonderful. You're a Hylian, yes? No, I'm not. No, stop it. I know a Hylian when I see one, and you are about as Hylian as they come. Oh, I apologize for calling out to you so suddenly. I am Tofiel the Zora. My name is incredibly hard to pronounce. I have been searching for a Hylian like you for a very long time. My gnome, Zora's domain, is in terrible danger. That is why Prince Sidon sent me in search of a strong Hylian warrior. He did send you very far. Prince Sidon is waiting on INOGO Bridge. Would you please talk to the prince and perhaps save us all? We would be ever so grateful. You saved our lives. We are eternally grateful. To you sets foot in the shrine, I am so Kofi, the name of the goddess I offer this combat trial. A minor test of strength. I didn't know there'd be a test. I didn't study. So to be completely honest, I don't remember if we've seen one of these before, and it honestly doesn't really matter that much either, because the fact that you can watch this Let's Play in any order you want. But anyway, so the Edge of Duality will defeat this guy in like 2 hits, so I'm actually going to intentionally use some lame weapons so that this fight will actually go on a little bit longer. Now, we could use a good weapon and be done sooner, but I also want to show off what it's like to actually fight this thing before you do that, so you know what, let's get a picture of this guy. That's not a picture, that's Stasis. Oh, we have seen this before. Okay, so never mind, we'll use the Edge of Duality. I mean, look how much damage this does. This is insane. Get away from me. Spin attack, wee. Come on, come on, come on, come on. You're almost destroyed. Just be dead already. There we go. Haha. I love picking up the items when they're about to explode because the glowing effect looks so cool. So yeah, there are going to be tests of strength like that all over Hyrule. There's usually going to be a minor, a modest, and a major test of strength. So they're interesting, but there's one in particular that I'm kind of not looking forward to. If you've seen the Korok episodes, then you may have already seen the shrine, at least the outside of the shrine that I was talking about. And that probably didn't make any sense because I am bad at speaking English. English is a dumb language. Like seriously, English really is a weird language because you have words like there, and there, which all sound the same, but they have completely different spellings, and they throw everybody off. Even somebody like me, who's a huge grammar nerd. So I've taken care of all that. Let's go over here and meet the prince we've heard so much about.
Say hey there, young one. Up top, above you. Pardon the entrance, but you're a Hylian, aren't you? I was hoping perhaps you'd have a moment to talk.
Aha, a Hylian, yes, I knew it. Oh, pardon me. I am Sidon, the Zora Prince. And what is your name? Go on, please tell me. Link? Your name is Link? What a fantastic name! Though I cannot shake the feeling that I've heard it somewhere before. Well, in any case, it is a strong name. To be honest, I've been watching you. I've seen the way you work. I can tell by how you carry yourself that you are no ordinary person. Link, you must be a strong warrior among the Hylians, correct? Not particularly. No, do not be so humble. I can tell just by looking at you. I am a Zora Prince after all. I have an eye for talent that is unparalleled. Yes, exquisite. I have been searching for someone like you for a long time. A man like you, Link, who carries himself with power. Right now, Zora's domain is in grave danger because of the massive rainfall coming from Divine Beast Varuta. Please, promise you'll help us. We need your strength, warrior. Won't you please come to Zora's domain with me? I'll think on it. Think on it? Was that sufficient time to think? Certainly, so let's get to work. Thank you, Link. You are indeed the man I thought you were. Now, Zora's domain will be saved for certain. No time to waste, hurry up and head over. Because of the rain, the cliffs are too wet to climb. To reach the domain, you will need to go straight along this path. As a Hylian, I know you are unable to swim up the river. As such, the path to this domain may be a bit treacherous. You likely have a tough fight in store. There are monsters up ahead that attack with electricity. Don't give up! I believe in you! Da-da-da. Oh, that's right! I have something that I would like to give you! This is just a small trinket to show that I have faith in you. And we get Electro Elixir. Grants a mid-level resistance to electricity, useful against enemies with electrical attacks. It is a drink that will increase your resistance to electricity. I am not sure why, but its effects do not seem to work for Zora. Perhaps because it was made specifically for Hylians. It should work wonders for you, though. I shall go on ahead and make sure there is not anything strange going on where you're headed. I am counting on you. So, Sidon is a fan-favorite character amongst the Breath of the Wild community, and to summarize him, I'm going to directly quote something. Now, unfortunately, I can't find the source of this anymore, so I unfortunately won't be able to have it listed on screen or anything like that, but this is my absolute favorite description of a Sidon. Sidon is the man of everybody's dreams. That should basically summarize it. Like, everybody loves this character, and we'll certainly see why a little bit later. We haven't really gotten that much of an impression on him right now, so it would be kind of a tell don't show situation if I tried explaining why everybody loves him. But in due time, you're gonna see why Sidon is awesome. So while we go through this area, I would like to talk about that cutscene for a moment because there's something kind of funny about it. So Breath of the Wild has a pretty big modding community where people will mod a Link's model to make him look like make like a playable Princess Zelda or a Linkle, or one of my more personal favorite ones, Bowserette of all things. What I really like is when these modders go the extra mile and make it so that they like change the gender in the conversations and things like that. Like, normally Sidon will refer to Link with masculine pronouns, but when you have a mod for like playing a Zelda or Link or something like that, they'll usually change the dialogue as well to use female pronouns. I think that's a really good attention to detail. Hey Link! Sorry for calling out to you from the river. Since I pressed you into coming, I was not sure you would really come though. I am pleased things are going well. Ever since this strange occurrence, there have been a lot of monsters around here. Be careful as you proceed. And hurry! All of my fellow Zora are anxiously awaiting your arrival. So one thing I would like to mention right now is that there are a lot of treasure chests on this pathway. But like I also mentioned towards the beginning of the project, I'm not going to be going out of my way to get every single one of them because it would be kind of impossible for me to keep track of that all. Mostly because treasure chests reset during Blood Moons. But one thing that I will say is that if you're playing on Master Mode, there are a lot more treasure chests on this path for you to go collect. We haven't really talked about Master Mode that much over the course of our adventure so far. And that's mostly because I'm going to be dedicating that topic to a whole separate video later down the line. It's just something that I thought was worth mentioning because, like, there's a lot of treasure chests on Master Mode. Alright, so I'm honestly not quite sure how I want to do this. I want to get that treasure chest because I remember it being good. So I think what I want to do is this. Okay, for some reason I didn't think that would work. Maybe because it's raining, but we're also under rocks right now, so I don't know why that wouldn't work. Purple Ruby! Yay! This will be the day we waited for! Sorry, I can't help but think of that song whenever I hear the word Ruby. We go over here. Excuse me! Stupid pig. There are shock arrows over here, so that's gonna be pretty good. What is not good, however, is the fact that there's a lot of puddles everywhere and there's a lot of electrical enemies. So yeah, not a good combination. So I think now's probably a good time to use that elixir that Sidon gave us. So let's go equip this, and that will be effective for 6 minutes. Wow, that's a lot more useful than I remember being. I didn't use this on my first playthrough, so it's kind of ingrained in my brain not to use that. Shock resistance will usually make it so that you don't drop your weapons quite as often if you get electrocuted. Because usually when you are electrocuted, you will drop your current weapons. I don't care enough about that bow to drop anything. So yeah, that's basically the thing you want to remember about elixirs like that, is that more often than not, they will make it so that you won't drop your weapons quite as often if you're electrocuted. This isn't always the case though. If there's a powerful enemy you're facing, then it definitely will have you drop your weapons, even if you're using an elixir. It just makes it so that you take less damage when you're electrocuted. Hey, over here! Sorry for calling from so far away. The domain is still a ways off, but you're making good progress. I shall be along soon myself. I won't be much longer. In the meantime, I'll be cheering you on from here in the river, so hang in there. You can do it! Stay strong! One other thing that I gotta say about Sidon real quick is something that's kind of funny. So, I've heard Sidon's voice so many times when preparing for this Let's Play, because I played through this game so many times whenever I was doing practice, when I was preparing for this Let's Play, because I had to playtest a lot of my notes for the series. So I spent a good chunk of preparing this Let's Play, like actually playing the game, because that's kind of what you're supposed to do. But anyway, that's not the point. Right? The point right now is that I've heard Sidon's voice so many times, but even now, it still kind of throws me off whenever I hear what he sounds like, because in my mind, just looking at him with no audio on or anything like that, my mind immediately wants him to sound like Alvis from Xenoblade Chronicles. He doesn't sound like anything like that at all, but that's just what I always imagine he should sound like. Hey Link! You're almost halfway to Zora's domain. Oh, by the way, there are a few spots up ahead with lots of enemies, but I'm sure you will be fine. I believe in you! I may or may not have Pollyanna on my mind right now. Sorry, Earthbound's one of my favorite games of all time, and Pollyanna is like my favorite song ever, so it's usually stuck in my head every day. There's a cute little froggy! Oh, there's a cute little froggy, but it hopped away. Oh, I'm sad now. Going up here, you want to be careful, because there are going to be some boulders that will be falling around. That one fell further down than I thought it would. They usually stay in place, but that one didn't, and it gave me a heart attack. So we go over here, and there is going to be another one right there. It's more like a jump scare. That looked funny. I'm sorry, I'm easily amused about little things like that. Alrighty then, so we'll continue on over. I want to make a gif of that. I really want to make a gif of Link jumping like that, because it just looked so funny. Is there anything useful inside these? Oh, righty then, that's kind of nice. I don't want to use this weapon too much, because I remember there's going to be a powerful enemy coming up pretty soon. So, I definitely want to save that for that enemy. I want to go this way. Is there anything useful up there? I'm curious now. And that's Breath of the Wild in a nutshell. You tell yourself you want to go one direction, but then you get curious about another area, and then you go that way instead, then you spend half an hour wandering around the area. Oh, man. That's the beauty of Breath of the Wild, and pretty much any open world game like that, but honestly, that's really what Breath of the Wild is all about. Getting lost forever and not caring. LUTO'S Crossing. But I want to play Animal Crossing. This takes forever to get across.
Hey!
Hey, Link! Look below, down here! You're still pretty far off, my friend, but I was sure you'd be passing over this bridge, so I have been waiting for you. You will be in Zora's domain before you know it. In fact, I'm going to head that way too. I shall meet you there. Wow, Link! Beware, warrior! A monster approaches from behind you! Kind of sounds like a text dialogue box you'd hear from a Dragon Quest game. Alrighty then, so there's gonna be a moblin right here, and he's not gonna be that difficult of an enemy, but I'm gonna use my weaker weapons right now so that we can get these out of our inventory system. By the way, I gotta say, I love that detail in that cutscene where the text font was smaller because Sidon was further away from us. It's a really good attention to detail. Yeah, okie dokie, which one do I want to use? I want to use a guardian sword. Stabby, 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 stabby! Slicey slice, dicey dice, stab, 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 stab! That's a really fun game. So we go over this way, and there's gonna be some more enemies approaching, so we need to be vigilant about our surroundings. I really hope I use that word properly. Alright, that's kind of something that I always struggle with sometimes, is that if I use a big word or just something that I don't use regularly, then I'll double question myself if I use that word correctly. Over here, I want to take a picture of this deer. This is always like a really good spot to get a picture of a deer or a doe or something like that. So one thing I want to say right now is that something that I kind of remembered existed between recording sessions is that there's a speedrunning trick where you can run really fast without using your stamina. So how this trick works, if I remember correctly, is that you want to... Okay, I got so scared right there for a moment because I saw the red on Death Mountain. I thought that was a blood moon. That scared me so badly for a moment. Do I want to fight this thing? Sure, why not? Alright, that strategy seems to work pretty well, where you freeze him with an ice arrow and then attack him with a regular one. Alright, so... if we could stop being sidetracked, what I was trying to say a moment ago was that a good speedrunning trick is to button mash the whistle button and the run button at the same time. So, you go like this, where you're running really fast. I'm not going to be using that too much during the series, though, because the whistle sound effect will keep playing over and over again. It can get a little annoying after a while. And also, I'm pretty sure you can hear the button mashing on my controller, and there's really no way that I can hide that. So, I'm not going to be doing that too often. But just figured that if there's any speedrunners watching this, or if you want just some kind of useful trick to walk around the area faster, then there you go. Now you have a useful piece of advice. And that's today's edition of Lady Gear to Use Useless Knowledge. With all that taken care of, our destination is just up ahead. Whoa! I've been waiting for you, Link. For me? That's so sweet. Welcome, behold the pride of my people, Zora's domain. Now I shall introduce you to the king. Hurry, this way. And now we've arrived at Zora's domain. Let's talk to the people. Hylian, eh? I believe this is our first meeting, yes? My name is Duma. You're female, right? My, how observant you are. Is there a problem? I'll order you. That is not an appropriate question to ask a lady you've just met. Let's just say I'm less than 100 years old. Can't you tell? I'm so much less formal than the elders, aren't I? At any rate, right now, Zora's domain is looking for a Hylian warrior. For more detailed information, please go speak with King blah blah in the pack. This character, believe it or not, is very important for the creation of this Let's Play. So, I believe I mentioned this during one of the Korok Seed streams, but during the preparation of this Let's Play, I was getting a little unmotivated to work on it because I had already spent like a year planning out this project, and there was just so much work that I had to do. But then the attack artist started streaming this game, and at this point during her stream, she ran into that Zora character over there, and we all got a big chuckle at the part where he's all like, "You're female, right?" So we had a running gag during the stream chat where we ran around and was asking everything if they were female. Like, we'd ask if the statue was female and things like that, and seeing that, and seeing just how funny of a running gag we created from something so simple, it really made me realize that a Breath of the Wild Let's Play would be worth it. Because the thing about other major projects in the past is that, more so with Epic Mickey than Earthbound, was that the creation of the Let's Play was so complicated that it kind of made it hard to come up with fun moments for the actual Let's Play itself. Not so much with Earthbound, because that was also a really fun series, but it was more so with Epic Mickey, and I was worried that the same thing was going to happen here. But seeing that on the Attack Artist stream made me realize that this Let's Play would be worth it, and there would be some really fun moments that could happen during this game. Yeah! Yeah! Lady Mifa, watch this! I, Segin, the aptly named Demon Sergeant, shall strike down the divine beast for Rita. What you doing? You're Link? Finally, I can avenge Lady Mifa. It has been 100 years since you last showed your face here. Now I, Segin, will cut you down myself. What do you mean? Playing dumb, eh? Nice try, but you cannot fool me, Champion Link. You were unable to protect Lady Mifa from Calamity Ganon. It has been 100 years since we lost her. Poor Lady Mifa, how heartbreaking. I won't fail her again. There's no way we would ask her for your help now, after all this time and after all that has happened. So says I, Segin the Demon Sergeant, even if this body of mine is destroyed. I will drown Rutan's shock arrows myself, and in doing so, Lady Mifa's regret shall be alleviated. If you understand anything of courage, then get out of my way at once. Mine. Hey! I'm in the middle of my shock arrow training. I must learn to withstand them. Did I not just tell you that? To commit such violence with the great second standing right before you? In that case, you take responsibility of appeasing the divine beast Varuta. Humph! Also, I didn't verbally acknowledge this, but yeah, there is a god statue right there. I didn't actually know that was there for the longest time, because it kind of blended into the rest of the staircase. But it's right there in case you need it. Ah, you must be the Hylian that Sidon brought me here, correct? You did well to come all the way here. I am King Dorfian, ruler of the Zora. That object upon your waist, is that not a Sheikah slate? Now that I've gotten a good look at you, it is all too clear who you are. You are the Hylian champion Link. Do not tell me you have forgotten me. The Hylian champion? You can't mean the Link? That champion? So that's why I've heard your name before. What a fateful coincidence that we should cross paths. I cannot believe it. The Hylian champion Link has appeared before us. We have met numerous times, I'll have you know. So many memories. My mind is overflowing with nostalgia, my friend. I'd heard a terrible rumor that you had fallen in combat, but it appears you managed to survive. Extraordinary. I lost my memory. Come again? You say you have lost your memory. But sir, you must remember my precious daughter Mipha. You do you know? Doesn't ring a bell. I cannot believe it. Have you truly forgotten my dear Mipha as well? You and Mipha were so close, yet you do not remember her. Young hero, please look upon the beauty of Zora's domain. Do you see that statue? Does gazing upon Mipha's immortalized form still not jog your memory? Well, perhaps your memory will return in time. I dearly hope so. Father, I do not believe discussing my sister as helping matters at the moment. Link seems confused. Oh, yes, of course. But first, it is worth noting how remarkable it is that Sidon brought a champion here without realizing it. That is quite a feat, my boy. That is a good one. Link, I doubt not that you have endured a great many trials. Still, I must ask you to hear my plea. Now then, hero, I must inform you that Zora's domain is in danger of vanishing because of Divine Beast Varuta. I shall do you the courtesy of speaking bluntly. We alone cannot stop this beast. Will you lend us your strength? What? King Dorfin, my liege, please do not speak so. You ask a Hylian for help? Why, the very thought of it curls my fins. Muzo expected more of you. How can you still protest? Muzo, it is rude to speak that way to your king and his guest. Link is here because I invited him. With such unprecedented rainfall, we have no choice but to rely on the aid of a trustworthy Hylian. Have we not already discussed this and arrived at that very conclusion? He is the key to saving Zora's domain. I have no doubt in my mind. Indeed, Link is a champion through and through. As things now stand, Zora's domain, nay, perhaps all of Hyrule, is doomed to be swallowed by the sea. This is bigger than all of us, my friend. Zora and Hylians alike must put aside our differences and band together. Have you forgotten already, my king? We cannot trust these lowly Hylians. 100 years ago, they abused the power of an ancient civilization and turned Hyrule into what it is today. And that is not the least of it. It is their fault that Lady Mipha was lost to us. Link. Divine Beast Varuta has great power. It is the unique ability to create an endless supply of water. Of late, it has been mercilessly spouting water into the air. As a result, this area has been plagued by heavy rains. For us Zora, water and air are as one, so you would not think this would be quite so critical of a problem. Sadly, the rains have filled the eastern reservoir, whatever, nearly to the point of flooding. If the reservoir bursts, as it soon will, I fear immense damage will befall not only Zora's domain, but also the area downstream from us. There, Hylian lives are in very grave danger. The Divine Beast is crying out to yet again. The Divine Beast Varuta. Your Princess Zelda often studied the Divine Beasts, that is, in the time before the Great Calamity. According to her research, the orbs located in Ruta's shoulders are mechanisms that can control the water it generates. However, they require electricity to work. These orbs are clearly out of control now because there is no electricity coursing through to stop them. Sagan, who is quite shock resistant to our Zora, hit one with a shock arrow. Sure enough, it slowed the water a bit. Unfortunately, as an aquatic race, we Zora are terribly vulnerable to the power of electricity. Perhaps because we could not safely strike it with enough electricity at once, the water soon returned to its full force. That is why I went in search of a Hylian who could help us. Link, I'm certain you have already figured this out, but we need you to use shock arrows to get those orbs working properly again. I will aid you in any way I can, of course. Please, hero, I beg of you. Help me stop Ruta's rampage of destruction. What? Princess Zelda herself instructed you to board the Divine Beast and appease it from within. So then, Princess Zelda is still alive? Yes, in Hyrule Castle. I do not believe it. She was alive this whole time, just as you were. The events of 100 years ago cannot be altered, it is true. But if we can regain control of the Divine Beasts, they may yet prove useful in sealing Calamity Ganon once and for all. I did not know you had such grand ambitions, Link. Wondrous! Naturally, I shall help too. Once it has stopped rampaging, you can easily climb inside it. Come, Link, let us appease Ruta together. I'm in, let's do this! Thank you, Link. Truly, we are in your debt. Our goal is the same. That means our meeting was nothing short of destiny. Now then, allow me to offer you this gift as a show of faith. Zora Armor! Custom armor painstakingly crafted by each generation Zora's princess for her future husband. Wearing it will give you the ability to swim up waterfalls. So long as you wear this, you can ascend waterfalls just like a Zora. Please take good care of it. King Darfian? Surely you do not really intend to give this outsider the Zora armor. Countless generations of Zora princesses have gifted that armor to the one they were sworn to marry. Princess Mipha made that one there with her own hands. It is far too important to trust to a shady Hylian. He may be a champion, but Mipha had no such relations with him, so why should he receive such an armor? It's just too much, my liege. I do not understand it one bit. That Muzo is not easily swayed, once his mind is set. You must understand, he was in charge of educating my dear daughter Mipha. Naturally, she means a lot to him, so just as she means the world to us. Ever since we lost her to the Calamity, he has grown to despise Hylians. I hope you can forgive his rudeness. But what should we do now? I tasked Muzo with finding the shock arrows we would need to appease Varuta, but he has rushed off in a huff. Link, do not let his words concern you. I will work this out with Muzo. I shall return shortly. Sidon, I suppose that means you are going to tell him. Link, Muzo is most likely at the square down below. Would you mind going down there? I would like you to speak with him. So, we're going to be doing that in the next episode of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So, normally this would be the point in the video where I would give you a bunch of options on where you can go next, but here's the thing. This is a very story-heavy event going on right now, so it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to sidetrack the story and go for side quests and things like that. So, for moments like this, we're going to have a traditional end screen where you'll have a link to the Let's Play playlist, and you'll also have a link to the next episode. So, thank you all so much for watching this episode of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and next time, leave the gear to you. Oh yeah.